Sinister conspiracy theories about Hillary Clinton in 2020. Please subscribe. 5th, the Clinton plant. While a lot of the conspiracy theories surrounding Hillary have common threads, such as being a sex fiend or knocking on death's door, there is one thread that runs through every single theory out there. It's also she can become president. This theory doesn't require as much stretching of the imagination as many of the others. Quite simply, theorists on the left and right have pointed to the long, friendly, and publicly established relationship between the Trumps and the Clintons. They attended his wedding, he donated to their foundation, and they were clearly friends long before they became enemies. The main piece of evidence cited in support of this theory is a phone call from Bill Clinton to Donald Trump that took place about a month before he entered the campaign. According to the Washington Post, 4 Trump and one Clinton associate confirmed that Bill used the call to encourage Donald to get more involved in the GOP. Theorists claim the Clintons outright asked him to run a campaign so bad it would destroy the Republican Party. Obviously, the most entertaining part of this theory is that the plan failed, keeping Hillary from her dream job and forcing Donald to do one of the hardest jobs in the world when he just wanted to be on TV. 4th, the impeachment plan. As funny as it may be to think that such a grand conspiracy could go so drastically wrong, true conspiracy theorists won't let themselves be distracted by humor. The phone call conspiracy is pretty straightforward. Donald says and does lots of terrible things in the name of the Republican Party, splitting the party in two, and setting those who supported him up for tough re-election bids. Hypothetically, this would cause an identity crisis for the GOP and move it more towards the center, giving Democrats an easy ride for a few years. But according to one White House source, courtesy of Playboy's White House correspondent, Hillary was playing a much longer game. Rather than using candidate Trump to damage the Republican Party, she wanted to use President Trump to destroy it. To do this, she colluded with the Russians to ensure that she lost the election, and then pinned it all on Donald. Once the Trump-Russia story was out there, all they had to do was sit back and wait for impeachment. Whether Hillary plans to run again remains to be seen, but if you believe any of this is true, that is the only logical conclusion. 3rd, the Clinton body count. Apart from her theorized lesbianism, the Clinton body count is probably the most well-known conspiracy surrounding both Bill and Hillary out there, and yet it hasn't been discussed on Listverse since 2009. The theory kicks off with the aforementioned Vince Foster, one of Hillary's supposed non-lesbian lovers, who was found dead in a park with a gunshot wound to the head in 1993. Proponents of the Clinton body count theory claim that this was not a suicide, but a murder, either to cover up the affair or to prevent Foster from implicating the new first couple in any crimes. The subsequent decades are filled with over 50 names of apparent victims of this scheme, ranging from political allies who couldn't be trusted, to reporters who knew too much. The next major death was that of Seth Rich, a DNC staffer who was shot during an attempted robbery in 2016. Julian Assange hinted that Rich was behind the WikiLeaks DNC email leaks, and that he was taken out as punishment. You may remember Sean Hannity pushing this theory, until his advertisers forced him to stop at the request of the Rich family. Rudy Giuliani also floated the theory, but said the family being in some degree of pain is no reason to stop. Finally, the theory has been linked to Jeffrey Epstein, the billionaire pedophile that committed suicide in prison in August 2019. With Epstein being a known child trafficker and elite socialite, it's not hard to believe he would have some dirt on some very powerful people, and he's known to have socialized with Bill. A number of coincidences, such as the guards not doing their rounds when the suicide occurred, conflicting autopsies, and the security tape being accidentally deleted, have led to further speculation that Epstein's suicide was just another fake staged by the Clintons. 2nd, the Sinister Sisters. If you have anything more than a passing interest in US politics, you're probably already familiar with Hillary's number one aide, Huma Abedin. This allegation popped up every time Anthony found himself caught up in another sexting scandal, until their eventual divorce in 2017, which led to many jokes about how Huma was done with Weiner. But according to famed conservative commentator Rush Limbaugh, there is more to Hillary and Huma's relationship than pure sexual dynamism. During one of his radio shows, Rush pointed out that Huma Abedin's mother is friends with Nagla Mahoud, widow of then-President of Egypt, Mohamed Morsi. Morsi was a well-known affiliate of the Muslim Brotherhood and, according to Rush, his wife was a prominent player in its female equivalent, the Muslim Sisterhood. For Rush, this was proof enough that Hillary and Huma were agents of the Sisterhood, hell-bent on advancing the Islamist agenda. The theory was repeated by a number of Trump supporters during the 2016 campaign, such as Michelle Bachmann, but lacked enough substance or source material to really catch on. First, secret police. Perhaps the most memorable conspiracy moment in Hillary's life is one that turned out to be true: the infamous vast right-wing conspiracy that Bill was having an affair with a White House intern. Throughout multiple books and interviews, Dick Morris makes reference to what he calls the secret police, claiming secret police. The secret police force was apparently made up of private investigators, opposition researchers, and operatives embedded in a number of key agencies, such as the FBI, CIA, and IRS. Their job was to find compromising material on any Clinton critics, so that they could be silenced before dealing any reputational damage to the political power couple. But once again, if this theory does turn out to be true, it looks like it didn't work out. Thanks for watching.